Hello everyone and welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor and I am a gardener in Wisconsin, Zone 4B, and today we had a sale at Jung's. They have 50% off if you buy 5 or more plants. So I'm going to show you everything that I got, and most of it looks really good still, and then I'll show you where I'm going to put everything in the garden. So the first plants we have here are 2 German bearded iris, Earl of Essex, which is a purple border with more of like a cream or a white inside of the petals. So I'm excited about this one. I have a lot of different purple ones, but not that one yet. And then Immortality bearded iris as well. And this one is just a pure white. So I'm very excited about this. And these are hardy down to zone 3, which is awesome here because that means they're probably never going to perish. And these, you know, after a few seasons, you'll be able to divide them and have even more or share them with your friends. I just noticed on this one, it says that it blooms mid-season. Most iris are just a single bloom and they're done, but this one, it says it's re-blooming. So I'm really excited if that is the case. We'll let you know. This next one is a hosta, which, as you know, hostas are not my favorite, but it was called Jurassic Park. So I had to get this one for my husband, who's a big Jurassic Park fan. But this one, it says it grows 40 inches tall by 9 feet wide. So we will have to be picky where we plant this one. That is gigantic. Crazy. And then this one also is a zone 3 through 9. So I'm excited about that. This one should be interesting to watch progress. And next we have Denim and Lace Russian Sage. And I was obsessed with this for a while, and I ended up buying a different Russian Sage, which really has struggled in my garden. So I bought 3 of these to put in the median garden, and hopefully they do well there this time. They're just such a gorgeous plant, especially for fall color. Like you can see, they're blooming now. They're just gorgeous. So I'm really looking forward to adding these into my garden here. So you can see they get just absolutely covered in the blooms. So they are, what does that say? 28 to 32 inches tall. And I believe these are zone 4. Yes, they're zone 4. So they only get about the 28 to 32 tall, which is pretty short for Russian sage, which means it can fit in a lot better spacing for you. So these are a 34-inch spacing, it says as well. All right, next is probably the thing I'm the most excited about from this, if I can even pick something. They're all super exciting to me. So these are 2 Baptisia, and they're both proven winter varieties, and they look really healthy still. So this first one is Decadence Vanilla Cream 2, and this one gets 42 inches tall. So these need to be in full to part sun. The one that I have already in my garden is in part sun, and it's doing fantastic. So my favorite thing about these is actually not the blooms. It is the foliage is awesome for cut flowers. So these are a zone 4 through 9, and you're going to want to plant them 36 inches apart. And they do bloom late spring to early summer. It is most of them, or the one that I have so far, is a pretty short bloom life. I did pick some of the blooms for cut flowers, which were gorgeous as well. So that was vanilla cream. And then I also got, dark chocolate. That's not what I thought I got. Maybe it is. I'll have to look back through my pictures. For some reason I was thinking it was called something else. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. But this is like a darker bloom on this. And I like that. I have like a ruby colored one, I think it is. And then I have the standard purple. And I have the pink truffles as well, which I just got this year. So that one hasn't bloomed yet. And this has the same specs as the other one. So I'm very excited for this Decadence dark chocolate too. Okay, next is my Monet. It's a dwarf Weigela, however you say it. But look at these leaves. They're variegated and they have the pink in them when they're new. It is just the most striking bush. I have been eyeing these like literally for years, but their normal price at Jung's is $35, and it's a smaller shrub, and I just have had a hard time pulling the trigger on that. So at half off, I mean, I probably could have got 3 of them and been even happier. So these are a dwarf shrub, and so they need 6+ hours of light. So where I'm going to plant them, they might not get quite enough, but we will see how they do there. They are a zone 4 through 6. They only get 1 to 1.5 feet tall and 2 to 2.5 feet wide, which is a really nice size shrub. So I am so excited about this. You can see here it does get little purple flowers too, or pink flowers. I saw one in bloom this year and it's just so striking. I'm so excited about that one. I kind of wish I would have got more. Next here we have Tiny Wine 9 Bark, and it looks like they trimmed this one. I have one of these already planted, and it's one of my favorite shrubs that I have. The foliage is really gorgeous, and these tiny little leaves are so cute, and then they get these really pretty pink, light pink flowers as well. So I'm very excited to have another one of these. So these are a zone 3 through 7, 3 to 5 feet tall, and then planting them 4 to 6 feet apart. So I'm very excited about adding another one of these, and I'll show you guys quick the one that I already have planted. So this is the Tiny Wine 9 Bark that I already have planted in my yard, and it's gorgeous. I just really like it. The form of it and the leaves and the color is just beautiful. So I'm very excited about adding another one of these. This next one is a hydrangea, and it is called Sweet Starlight, and I really don't know much about this one, and it actually didn't have a tag either. I did look it up on my phone when I was shopping, and it looked gorgeous. So these are a nice, like almost smaller, like limelight type hydrangea. It is a panicle hydrangea, but look at the leaf color for fall. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to be adding that one to my collection of hydrangeas. And the last 2 I have is Pinky Winky hydrangeas. These are panicle hydrangeas, and I think this is the really big old hydrangeas that I have in my yard, or at least they're very similar. They are a lace cap hydrangea, so they have the like big florets that don't actually do anything, and then they have the actual florets where bees can get pollen and stuff out of. So the pollinators love these. These are, like I said, panicle hydrangeas. It says that they get 6 to 8 feet tall. The one that I have is probably 10 feet tall already. And then they are a 3 through 8 for hardiness, which is awesome for us. And then sun or par shade. So these, I'm really excited about adding some more of them. And next we'll go through where all these are going to go in the garden. Here in the lily garden, I'm going to be planting the 2 irises that I got. The white one right there. And I've been moving some iris in here already so that they have summer or early summer color. And then the purple one is going to go right there. And then I think I'm going to do the hosta right there, although it's not as big as it says it gets. I can always move it later. I could also stick it under here. I'm going to be trimming some of this out, so it may go in one of those 2 spots there. The Russian sage I am going to plant behind my Hakanakloa that I just moved into this garden. I think the purple and that neon color of green/yellow that the Hakanakloa is will be really nice come fall, because they should still look really good together. I'm going to be putting the My Monet in this garden because it's all pink. So I think I'm going to move a couple of these things out here and get him right in there, because these variegated together with the Baptisia in the back. I'm really liking that vibe. The Tiny Wine 9 Bark I am going to put in this garden. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So this one I'm working on redoing. So there's a lot of serendipity allium. I did plant some salvia in here today, and there are some green velvet boxwoods. So I'm going to move some of this around and get this guy kind of as the focal point in this part of it. I am going to plant this Baptisia. This is the vanilla cream right here in the front. So you can see the tiny wine is right back there. I think that will look really nice in here because it has more of a blue shade in the leaf. So it'll be a good variety, especially those two near each other. Some good contrast. And for the Baptisia, I think I'm going to plant him back here. I got some really weird spacing going on back here right now that I need to figure out. But it's like, these are going to get huge. This could get huge if I don't keep it pruned back. And then I just planted Little Lime Punch. So I think these two next to each other could work. I just might have to live with this one for a little bit and make my decision. So this area is a little bit of a mess right now, but this is where I'm going to plant one of the hydrangeas. And there's a tree here, obviously, like a paper bark something. And this is a viburnum, I think a snowball. And then I just had this idea of planting all these different hydrangeas in here. So I'm just going to add this one on the end at the proper spacing. And eventually this area will get cleaned up and mulched in. And I just wanted to show you kind of a further back view. That's where I'm going to plant the last two hydrangeas. So that is where, sorry, I'm like tripping over molehills here. I think we're going to move our playground up here. We had oak blight last year. I think my husband cut down like over 20 trees in this area, which is amazing. So now we have this big opening up here. So I think we're going to place it up here. But to have these two Pinky Winkies kind of show you the way that there's something special back here, I think would be really cool. And I'm pretty sure that's what kind this one is. Let me know what you think. If that's Pinky Winky or not, I think it is. But it was here when we moved in. It's a glorious one. And that's it for this video. If you end up going to Jung's and getting your plants, let me know what you get. I'm so excited about this sale. Like, it's gonna take everything in me to not go back and get more. Wish me luck. Take care.